Carol, thank you very much. Governor and Mr. Speaker, thank you both for being here today and respectfully and appropriately recognizing the individuals in your bodies that you have the great opportunity to work with. And back in another life, I was at an event in Weatherford, Texas, and Ann Richards had come to help support me in my reelection to state representative. And I'd made the comment to then Treasurer Richards something about strong Texas women. And she looked me in the eye with those steely blue eyes and said, "Perry, that's redundant." And so it truly is a reflection of Texas, the history of the state, and the extraordinary women who have helped craft this wonderful state that we live in today. And I'm truly blessed in so many ways to be married to one of those Texas women who learned public service from a wonderful, loving father, physician. Dr. Joe had Anita working early in her life and instilled in her the love of service, of giving back. And we saw it when Anita ran for the school board in Haskell. And I think won the election with 5 people in the race without a runoff. I recall a reporter from Fort Worth came on one of my elections and came back to Haskell, and they were asking questions around about the family and this, that, and the other, and he was talking to some lady and about me, and she said, "Yeah, the wrong Perry's on the ballot." Whether it's young women who have been sexually assaulted, it's been her work to protect them, to defend them, to promote them. Our veterans across this state know that there is no stronger proponent for them than Anita Perry. She is truly a spectacular mother, wife. She was my first interest, my first infatuation, my first love, and your first lady, Anita Perry.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Rick, for that introduction. And I happen to agree with everything you said. Rest assured, everybody, he doesn't save all the nice things he says about me just for introductions. I'd also like to thank everyone at the Governor's Commission for Women, especially my friend Carol Peterson, that I've known for so many years and so long that neither of us really want to admit. Thank you, Carol, for your leadership. It's an honor to be with you today as we celebrate the women of the Texas Legislature. This biennial event gets bigger and better every time. Today we have a record attendance and a record number of statewide elected officials here to honor our female legislators. Speaker Strauss, that was probably the most kindest words you've said about me. Thank you so very much. And Governor Dewhurst has already gone back, but I wanted to tell him that I truly think the heartfelt words that he spoke, that was probably the best speech I've ever heard him say in his life. So Speaker Strauss, thank you. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for marrying my friend Julie. She is truly a remarkable woman. And for your daughters, Robin and Sarah, thank you for all that you do. You know, Margaret Thatcher once was quoted and said, "If you want something said, send a man. But if you want something done, send a woman." Now, I don't particularly think that's true because, face it, ladies, a woman can say things better than most men can. And it's also been said that to succeed in business, a woman has to work twice as hard as a man works. Thankfully, that's not really very hard to do. But in terms of leadership, women have always been at the forefront, even if we traditionally haven't received the same amount of notoriety. You know that old thing about behind every great man is a great woman, you know, that kind of stuff. But when we do emerge from behind those men, great and otherwise, we're seeing the same qualities that made them the leaders behind the scenes that moved them to the forefront. It's not that women are leading history more, because we've led throughout. You know, a few female monarchs in Egypt, queens like Elizabeth I, and mark my words, Princess Catherine will change the British Empire. Women like Clara Barton and the mother of modern nursing, Florence Nightingale, made this world less toxic, more compassionate to the suffering. And when not patching up those wounded on the battlefield, women found ways to serve in other ways. By World War II, the needs of our country led to vast expansion of the opportunity for the women that were left behind, but they weren't left behind. They were simply given the chance to reinvent themselves, to show their patriotism on the assembly line or wherever else they might have been. The Women's Air Force Service pilots, or the WASP, as they became known. With most male pilots already pressed into duty and combat, these women, who all were pilots, all had their licenses, ferried the planes that were needed from place to place. They transferred cargo. They were the mechanics. They kept the planes in the air. Many of those women were trained here in Texas, Houston, Sweetwater, and that work wasn't safe either. We lost 38 of our Texas women in those accidents while they were piloting, often in dangerous weather conditions and dangerous vehicles. So again, with the role of women in the military and in all facets of life, they continue to expand and become more visible because we as women have always served our country. We honor, but women who serve us in the military are a special type of female. We honor their service just like we honor the males, because they have sacrificed and they have lost, and they deserve every bit of our respect. We do so respect them in big ways and small, whether through programs to help our returning warriors get the education that they need, the training and the support that they need to re-enter the workforce, or simply the simple gestures that we hope to reflect our undying gratitude and respect. Rick and I truly love our military. We try to give ways back in different ways, different sort of ways. And one of the first things we did when we moved back downtown to the mansion, we hosted a group of current and members of the armed forces and veterans for a Thanksgiving meal. We continue to celebrate our military members with a little event we had last week by raising funds to support an organization called Carry the Load. Carry the Load is the brainchild of a former Navy SEAL that lives in Dallas that supports organizations that ease the burden on our returning veterans. Organizations like Heroes on the Water, who ease the stress of returning heroes, many of them who come back with missing limbs or they have suffered catastrophic injuries, by connecting them with kayaking and fishing and other outdoor activities. Serve, who provide skills, development, and community building exercises for veterans and their families. Folds of Honor, who provide scholarships and other support to the children and families of service members that are killed or disabled in action. And the Comfort Crew who help make life more comfortable and fun for children of active military members. Those of you that might have visited with us during the holidays at the mansion might have noticed that our theme this year, and I must say was the most popular theme we have ever had and have been asked to bring it back, was to decorate and reflect on the specific branches of the military: the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, and the Coast Guard. And the final touch was the name of each Congressional Medal of Honor recipient from Texas that was written on stars that decorated the staircase. These are just small ways of our gestures of keeping the members of our military, past and present, in our thoughts and in our prayers. And let them know that they are not forgotten, no matter what branch of service, no matter what gender. And I am confident that you all here today have your own ways of honoring our military. Throughout our history, women have led, and the best men realize this, and they are smart enough about putting these exceptional women in places where they can do the most good. Say what you will about my husband, but he knows how to surround himself with the best and the brightest. And he's well aware that many, if not most, of the best and the brightest, happen to be female. Throughout his tenure, he has appointed 2,316 positions with women appointees. 3 of his chiefs of staffs have been women, including his 2 most recent, Ann Bishop and Brandy Marty, who are with us today. Expanding opportunities for women has been a priority throughout his tenure. Another example of this was 14 years ago, the Texas Conference for Women was founded, and many of you have been there, many of you support it. Thank you so very much. And it has grown to now the largest conference of its type in our state and one of the largest in the country. It gets better every year, drawing thousands of women from throughout Texas and the surrounding states, Oklahoma, Louisiana, New Mexico. And as part of that conference mission, it empowers women in business. And when women entrepreneurs benefit, everyone in Texas does. So ladies, you that are here today, that are elected, you that are here, we honor you. We respect you. You, the officials, the female officials of our great state. The people of Texas expect the best. You all serve as shining examples of leadership for men as well as us women. And you serve as an inspiration to generations of young women who will take your place and follow you and take the reins of leadership. Thank you all, female legislators, all 38 of you. Thank you for your service to our state. Thank you for your commitment to your constituents. And most of all, I have to thank you for your courage to enter public service. As Winston Churchill famously said, we make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give. And I know each of you give of yourself every day. I want to thank you for supporting the Governor's Commission for Women. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all that you do. And may God continue to bless the greatest state in the nation, Texas.